Yes, people, welcome back to Never a Foul. Another day, another stream. Premier League is back. We've got stuff to talk about. We've got Gunners inside. We've got Spurs inside. We've got Liverpool inside. It's the Premier League midweek madness. And big up Elijah as well. Actually, before I start any stream, big up Elijah. Adebayo, because I don't know all the middle names and that. But you got your first hat trick. Me and Cass called you out as, bro. What are you doing in the Premier League? Well, that's
right. I'll never forget the week. Me and Kaz, me and Kaz, me and you were laughing at him saying, how the hell is he a player? Ever since then, I think he's got, 8-9 league goals. It's crazy.
Like he's doing his thing. And, I've got to big up to him because, I'm saying that. Bear of us. If it was only me, you and Rom saying it, Cass, imagine how many other men were saying it.
I guess what? Yeah. He's got a Premier League hat-trick before Marcus Rashford.
Crazy. And
wait, what nationality is again? What nationality is he?
Isn't it?
Swear down. Oh yeah, now.
Before we said that, he hadn't seen a Premier League goal. We had not seen a Premier League goal for him.
And he's banged him in. He's banged him in. It's mad. But guys, big up everyone inside. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing. Got Cass inside of me. Got Roms inside of me, and obviously I've got Sean as well from the Spurs Talk Show. Make sure you go and subscribe and check their content out.
He's got 8. Sorry to say this, yeah. He's got 8 goals this season.
Yeah.
That's more than Darwin Núñez. That's more than Marcus Rashford.
More than Darwin in that as well.
Yeah, it's in Premier League, because the only Premier League. That's more than, I think that's just as much as Son. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's actually mad, Fair play. Luton are doing their thing. And then we've got Kunle, obviously, One Touch TV. Do the intro in a second because I know, obviously, you want to run up the Nigerian prep and all that. I hear it. And then we've got Ozzy Gooder in the building as well. Big up Ozzy from the time. Obviously, it's probably about midnight over there now, so big up. Appreciate it as always. But yeah, Kunle, you lot better not fumble this before we get into Premier League.
Oh yeah, now my people, it's your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, today you go understand. And I think it's safe to say the Premier League last night was sponsored by Nigeria. Olise, Saka, Eze, all these different Nigerians on the map. And it's only right that the Super Eagles go all the way in the AFCON as well. Super Eagles, AFCON fever right now. If you're not watching the African nations, you're mad. It's been nothing but drama up and down every single week. It's crazy. But we got a good chance. Ty, don't try and put the pressure on us. Don't try and put the pressure on us.
Go on, Sean.
Well, my question is, why aren't you saying this? Last night's Premier League was sponsored by Nigeria. Why aren't these players over in the Ivory Coast playing?
Talk to them, bro. They're not loyal to their country. Talk to them.
Actually, I got.
I don't have this. I don't have the answers, man. I don't have the answers.
You know what it is? Yeah, it's actually. I think it's fact as well. No, it is. It's not unknown. The thing is, a lot of players tend to pick European countries because when they're England international, when they're French international, and all that kind of stuff like that, blah 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 blah. They are, to be fair, they grew up here. It's a different story, I suppose. They're as much as a citizen as or nationality or nationalist as anybody else. But the thing is, when you've got that on your CV, you're going to get picked up a lot easier than anybody else. If you're a Nigerian international, South African international, it's normal for footballers. That's why they put that on their CV. And England tried to literally, or England, France, Germany, all these lot are trying to hoard all these players so nobody else can have them because they don't want nobody else succeeding outside of Europe. That's a fact.
So as Adebayo,
you're spitting.
Has he got any?
I don't know. Adebayo's never got.
Nah. Come on, he ain't got no England caps.
26 years of age as well.
He don't know. He might get.
But like seen the wood for the trees a little bit there, right?
I don't think we should have taken him. He would have been the worst striker there, to be honest. So
I can't lie.
Yeah,
Osman is pants. This other than some of his link up,
he's not really doing much. To be
fair, I'll be honest with you. In the group stage is awful, but he woke up for that round of 16. That's why they.
Yeah,
Osman's playing with the internet. Osman's playing with the internet as well. But now guys, gonna get into it. Big up everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe. Premier League is back. Arsenal are back. 2 wins in a row. Palace 5-0. 2-1 against Nottingham Forest. Yes, it was 2-0. You had to cling on at the end with a 2-1 goal. But at the end of the day, when it comes to crunch time, Ozzy, 3 points is 3 points. And you're going into the Liverpool game on Sunday now with a bit of momentum. Talk to me, man. How was it last night? Saka finally getting on the score sheet. Been quiet recently. So yeah, man, an all right night all round, really.
It wasn't too bad. It was slow as per usual. Nottingham Forest. Look, what can I say? I'm not going to say every player behind the ball, but we can say 8 men behind the ball.
More than that. Go on, rise it. Say it.
Come on, no. Let's be fair. They had a
striker. Be honest. 10 men behind.
They did have one striker out there. They do have one striker out there, right? And the thing is, let's be perfectly honest. Like with this possession, Arsenal all the way, controlling the game. But I've got a small worry. And Nigel, you know what I'm saying here? Like, it's just taking us too long to break these teams down. That's the only thing, the only negative I've got. Yes, we broke them down. It's going to happen. When you've got that much possession, you're all over the other team, forget about it, right? But it's just, we're having a hard time breaking down teams in a low block or park the bus. And most Arsenal fans are looking at the first 45 minutes and like, I don't know if they're still awake sometimes, if they fall asleep, because I almost did. It was early morning. It was only until the second half kicked in. I don't know what Mikel Arteta said to this team, but they finally turned up and actually started playing with a little bit of urgency. And I think the problem with Arsenal is every game that we go into, the first 45 minutes, we just lax. And it's in second half kicks in, there's some urgency. And I think most Arsenal fans are looking for that energy from the get-go all the way down to the 90 minutes because, let's be honest, Arsenal Football Club with the possession, the chances they were sort of creating, it should have been 4. You know what I mean? Gabriel Jesus hits a post. Emil Smith-Rowe should have done better with one of his chances. It should have been 4. We have to be a bit more clinical. But on the upside, that's 2 wins. Going into Liverpool, I couldn't want to go into Liverpool in any other which way because, to be honest, before this, it was atrocious. It was dreadful. So we have bounced back in a sense. Are we at our best? No. I don't think so.
Can I add my 2 pence into this before Kunde or anyone else goes? Yeah. See, this is why I'm flipping the beat a little bit and trying to be a bit more objective on teams, right? Arsenal, and they say, yeah, you can't do a low block. But last time I checked, it's like, oh, how many times have you heard this before? Why are you being nice to Arsenal? I get it. We don't want Arsenal doing well. That's a fact. That's fine. Like, none of us do, right? But if we want to be as a pure football objective type fan, right? Arsenal did well. Like, in my opinion, they had 10 men behind the ball. There was absolute flooded in the box. You could barely break it down. No team will find it hard to break it. Most teams will find it hard to break it down, to be fair. If it's on, because the thing is, Manchester City beat Sheffield just before New Year's, right? I think it was on the 30th of December, right? They had all the possession. Actually, to be fair, they had 81% possession, if I remember, because that was a mad stat. They had a similar amount of shots and a similar amount of shots on target. Guess how many goals they scored against Sheffield United at Etihad, who also played 10 men behind the ball?
Was it 1?
2-0. 2-0. Oh, Rodri scored, and I think Alvarez might have scored as well. 1 in each half. The thing is, this is what happens when you have a low block, no matter what. And, you know, Tottenham might face it next season if they continue to dominate games and with better players the way they go. It's just the nature of the business. So the thing is, why I said I can't really say that this performance was poor is because they were moving the ball side to side very, very quickly. They tried crossing, they tried to dink it in, but they hit the post as well at the same time. You know, I think there was a couple shots that just went over the bar. Like, and then, you know, Jesus came up with some magic. Did you know what I mean? Like, he came up with a very good goal. Should have been scored or not. Should Saka score? It doesn't matter. Last time I checked, it was only yesterday where it was Jay, the Spurs fan Jay, was talking about the only thing and whatnot. Then the only thing that they score are set pieces and stuff like that. So when they don't score set pieces, because you got the most set piece goals and you can't break down low blocks. Last time I checked, you just broke down the low block. You didn't score a set piece. You scored from open play. Saka actually played quite well this time around. I thought Gabriel Jesus played out of his skin. I know someone needs to be inside the box, but I wouldn't call it a poor performance. I'll say it's a job well done because
these are the professional ones you look back on.
This one here, right next to me, to my left, you man, to my left, and then
you're right.
No, it's actually right. No, you're to my left. or whatever. It don't matter. The whole point is you was picking up Nottingham
Just say his
Forest.
name, bro.
Yeah, you was picking up Nottingham Forest about their home record and how they.
Yeah, I said they're hard to beat at home. Yeah, they are. Yeah, so I think that's why I think it's a good win. That's why I think I'll bring in Kunle, obviously, as an Arsenal fan. But I do think these are the type of wins that you don't remember. But when it comes to the end of the season and you look back at it and say, oh, let's look at their away form, you're like, do you know what, that gritty midweek win under the lights, 2-1 away at Forest, they're the ones that all count. Because at the end of the day, if you then go and beat Liverpool, then it's like, this is a very good week. That's a 6-point week. And that is exactly what you want if you're trying to look to come back into title contention. What do you think, Kunle? Because you put the reason I'm asking, you know why.
Honestly,
you voice noted me saying, we ain't gonna beat Liverpool. This ain't great. Like, so talk to me about your concerns, my brother.
Look, we got the job done. That was 3 points in the bag, 100%. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. But I'm extremely worried about the performance. And the thing that worries me is that, yes, they had 10 men behind the ball. We're extremely wasteful with possession right now. We're dwelling on the ball a lot. We're not moving the ball around quick enough. Odegaard takes 3 extra touches when he should just take 1. Like, there's so many times that if you just have 2 free touch passing, we could put them on the back foot, but we don't. I know that it's patience, but sometimes the gameplay is a little bit too patient. Like, you got to be relentless in this game. You got to be ruthless. And I won't lie to you. I got to the point into the second half where I didn't think we were going to score. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't think it. And then out of nowhere, Jesus opportunity with a throw on, we go 1-0 up. And I'm confident in that scenario. When we go 1-0 up, I think that we're okay. But if we don't do that, then panic starts to come in. Like, for example, if Liverpool go and take the lead against us, wahala everywhere. I don't even want to talk about what could happen there. But I learned a couple things yesterday, and this is how I want Arteta to execute the Liverpool game. If we do have some sort of chance, he's got to start Trossard, bro.
Thank you very much.
Martinelli has to chop bench.
Okay. Thank you very much.
He has to chop bench. And the reason why I think it is because if you look at the games like, who did we recently play at home? Crystal Palace. When he came on, scored 2. The Man City game where
I've been saying this. He's your most natural finisher.
Dude, in this game.
In general, for me,
I think the best finisher at the club is Martinelli personally, but we'll get into that another time. But I believe for the first 65 minutes, we got to have Trossard on that left side. Martinelli, we saw how effective he was against Man City. He caused them loads of trouble. Saw how effective he was against Palace when he came on. Caused them a lot of trouble. I do believe if he takes on that tactic, we have a real chance. I'm not sure if Emil Smith-Rowe is the guy for that left 8 yet, because I don't believe in the first half the players were playing like they weren't used to having him in the team.
He wasn't
no, that's what I'm saying. So no, he did all right, but it was like if you watch the first half, it was like the players weren't used to having him in the team. It was just weird. So I do hope Arteta starts him again against Liverpool to give him a little bit of confidence back-to-back starts, because he could be the key to destroying this Kai Havertz experiment. I beg, please, God, be with me. But I don't know, man. Like if we perform like we did yesterday against Liverpool, it's going to be a long day. But 3 points is 3 points. 2 wins in a row, we move.
Yeah, that's it.
I disagree, man. I want to know Sean's opinion, personally, but I have to disagree with that comment. I'm sorry,
which bit? The Martinelli bit or the
comment?
The Trossard bit, I totally agree with. I think
I said that yesterday. I said that Martinelli off the bench is like Nacho.
Yeah, I have to agree with that part because I think it only makes sense. It's like Martinelli did his best Rashford impression. I understand, but the way I look at it, you spoke about Liverpool, but the same way, Liverpool had an awful half against Bournemouth, and then they went and slapped them 4-0 in the end. And don't get me wrong, it was more scintillating for Liverpool. I'm not saying Arsenal have performed like Liverpool, but let's not act like Liverpool haven't played.
Yeah, well, but they have killers, Kaz. That's the difference.
Yeah, I know that's the difference. But you talk about at home, but you look how defensively solid you are until the last 5 minutes. I'm not saying Liverpool are going to play 10 men by because they're not, right? But I'm saying like the way you controlled the game. How can you not want that against someone like Liverpool? Because you kept the ball very well, and I don't think you was defensively suspect. It's going to be such a back and forth game. If you go off back of what evidence that we saw in the FA Cup, is that you were a better team. That you should have killed off Liverpool. You didn't. And I understand the killer part, and Liverpool got many of them. I'm not trying to discredit Liverpool's performances because I've been actually quite impressed with them, especially Conor Bradley, especially and so and so. I think it's gonna be a very good game. The difference between both sides, I think you can go into that Liverpool game thinking you pretty much perform the same way as each other. One half dud, one half great. That's the way I'm thinking a bit like that. And I know you're worried about Jota. But yeah, I wouldn't know.
Bro, nightmares, bro. Nightmares. I hate that kid, bro. I hate him. From Wolves to Liverpool, wherever he goes, he has problems with Arsenal. Please, free us. I don't mind Chelsea. If you injure him, I'm not going to be upset tonight. I'm not going to be upset.
No, bro.
Don't do that.
I'll pay for
that.
I'm joking. Never wishing injury of anyone, but get him a red card or something.
He's your nemesis. He's your nemesis.
He definitely is, man.
What do you think on Arsenal, Sean? But when you look at it as, obviously, right now, obviously, Arsenal are above you again, but win your games, you're nip and tuck with them. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, are you convinced by Arsenal? Do you think Kunle's rightfully so to be worried?
No, I think I'm going to sit on the fence in this one because I agree with both perspectives that I've heard so far. I think that if you, like, Nottingham Forest are a very, very difficult team to break down at home. When we went to Nottingham Forest, I was at that game. Nottingham Forest didn't give us the respect that they give Arsenal. Like, they sat in tucked in last night, and the low block or parking the bus, whatever you want to call it, it is very difficult to break down teams when they just sit in and do that for the vast majority of the game. And the difference between like this performance and the one where you guys smashed apart Crystal Palace was getting the early goal. If you're playing against a team that tucks in, you need the early goal to then make the other team come out. And once you get the first, you can get 2, 3, 4, etc. But when Nottingham Forest go in at half time, their confidence is going to be, when they're going 0-0, their confidence is going to be high because they got the first half of the job done. And then they're going to see what happens second half. So, like, credit to Arsenal for finding a way to get it done, to breaking them down. But at the same time, what I would say is horseshoe football, and I see Tottenham do it all the time against low blocks, is very frustrating. And if I'm honest, if you're seeing a team that is just recycling the ball left to right, right to left to right, and it's not fast, it's slow recycled football, then I think that you're demonstrating a lack of confidence in your creativity. And I think that there is something that needs to be resolved there, whether that is whipping the ball around a little bit faster, whether that is getting someone on the ball whose responsibility is to kind of unlock, play the locksmith, unlock the defense with a killer pass, and have the other receivers, on the same wavelength and get into it. Then I'm not sure. I was flicking between 2 or 3 games last night, so I didn't watch the game with, through a microscope sort of thing to be able to analyze it to the same detail. But like I say, what I would say is congratulations. And I think that teams that are teams that are confident at home generally, but decide to sit in against Arsenal, they're not doing that against Tottenham. Nottingham Forest didn't do that against Tottenham. Crystal Palace didn't do that against Tottenham. So, I think that there is a level of respect that Arsenal have got that Tottenham haven't yet, and Tottenham are going to have to figure it out. Not to get onto the Tottenham thing, but just you asked the question.
Let's not do that. But Sean, real quick, in terms of what really frustrated me about last night was, if you saw the way we scored both our goals versus how we were playing for the rest of the game, there's just a big difference. Scrappy situation, quick decision making from ESR, throw in. Jesus scores the goal, break away, quick passes. We scored a second goal. But for the rest of the game, we're taking extra touches, passing it from side to side to side to back to front to back to side to side to side. It's just so frustrating, and it seems like unless we get our jail card, which has been this season, which is set pieces, which we've been able to get out of jail because of set pieces. We get that one goal from a set piece, and then we can really pummel onto teams. If we don't do that again in our games, then I'm worried, because I believe we take too many. We try and score the perfect goal too much. And if you watched every chance we created in the first half, it was all about creating that perfect scenario. Whereas in the second half, we were just like, "Fuck it, let's just try something." I
would just counter that by saying, because I think a lot of the fans that I listen to as well sometimes summarize horseshoe football as trying to find the perfect goal, when in reality it's just not being able to find the simplicity of getting the ball into dangerous areas. And I think that it can sometimes, like, there can be people trying to dress it up as something that it isn't, by saying it's always trying to find perfection, when in reality defensive teams can just do very well at cutting out the channels into the box, right? So I'm not sure you were necessarily trying to find the perfect goal. I just don't think you had the keys to unlock the door two, in the first half. But once the first goal came, the second goal came really quickly because Forest's resolve was finally broken. And then you look really comfortable, right, for the last sort of 25 minutes until you conceded in the 89th minute, when there was a little bit of unnecessary, I guess, tension in Arsenal fans not to give it away. But you need to find a way to unlock stubborn teams quicker and easier than you do. And horseshoe football for me is really it was the summary that I saw last night, at least for the first half.
This is why I believe, yeah.
Yeah. Guys, if you're watching right now, 400 of you in the building. We're not even on half the likes yet. So please, can you make sure you like the video? It helps us go a long way. Look, I'm even in my gown. Roms is in his hood. Ozzy's up in Australia at these times. We're all providing content for you right now. So guys, make sure you check out the guys' channels down below. But also do like the video. If you're on your live chat, just cross off the live chat, hit the thumbs up, and then come back to that. It helps us reach new audiences, and we're on the way to 19K. So big up Saka's older brother in here as well for trying to push the likes and the thing. So Rom,
Saka's older brother. If you lose on Sunday, I would love to see you in the chat.
Yeah, because you go missing, bro. You just go missing.
One of them.
Here.
Okay. Here we go.
I was gonna say off the back of Sean's.
I was gonna come to you now anyway. So perfect.
This is why I think it's key to have a player that can score long range here and there. Because since Arsenal or Xhaka, normally when teams don't respect you, normally when teams do respect you, sometimes being patient and playing side to side, like Kunde was saying, you need that guy that can get out his feet and bang it. And the start of last season, because none of us expected Arsenal to be in a title race, I think teams were respecting them less, so they could just batter them. Early in the season, you were seeing 3-4-0 wins. But there's this notion that teams didn't respect Arsenal at all last season. I say when it got to about November, December, like, hold on, these are serious. The respect started to come in there, and that's when you'll see Xhaka score a long ranger.
Thank you.
That's when you'll see Xhaka score a long ranger, and then once you concede one, you naturally have to come out unless you're just going to accept defeat. We've got it with Szoboszlai. City have it with KDB. Spurs have it with Maddison. You don't even have it with Bruno at times. You need that player that can score from long range when it's quite tight. So that's what I think.
This is so funny you say that. You know my point.
Your face changed when he said Bruno.
I said that time, but he has done it.
I hear it though. I hear it. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes he does. Yeah. You know when you came down for soccer brunch and my boy, the Liverpool fan, was recording the cameras. He said to me in lockdown, and it always stuck with me. He goes, "Ty, when it was the lockdown period when like Pulisic was doing sick at Anfield, them type of games, he was like, you never see long range goals no more. Back in the day when we were growing up, you had the two guys, Morton Gans Pedersen, Lauren Roberts. You just have people that would, like you just have players that could like smack it in. Matty Taylor for Portsmouth, like them, Matty Taylor for Portsmouth and that. Long range shots.
Jimmy Bullard, mate.
And Jimmy Bullard, they're not there no more. So when you see someone score a goal from outside the box, you're like, raw. And I think it's a great point, Roms. It's actually a great weapon to have. And there's not many midfielders now that can do that. Probably in Inter Milan, you've got Hakan Kaganoglu.
No, it's Barella. They're missing a Barella. The guy
there's not many.
And shoot from long range. It's
Valverde, Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? It's a unique thing. Look how many times Real Madrid got bailed out last week because you saw Valverde screamer on Twitter. It happens, and sometimes it is, like Rom said, a necessity weapon. Before we move on to Liverpool breaking down Chelsea, and can they do that tonight? Roms, watching Arsenal last night, is your fear levels gone up or have your fear levels gone down?
I only fear Man City. No disrespect to Arsenal, but I just feel that
disrespect taken. Disrespect taken.
No. Let me land, Kunde.
Let him land. You can come back up. Olowa couldn't.
Arsenal will pick up form. But I just believe what Kunde was saying. There'll be a lot of games where they're passing side to side, and because they lack that killer, they won't necessarily. I can see Arsenal drawing a lot. They'll also win games, but I can see them drawing a lot. So I don't think they're always going to break down teams how they did yesterday. But I only fear Manchester City. It'll be us and City again, and.
Okay, couldn't they? Do you want to come back to that?
Couldn't I like that. It's just going to be them in City. It's just going to be them in City. I like that. We're out of the picture,
don't you dare drop points tonight. Don't you dare.
We won't.
They're not going to drop points. It's a guaranteed 3 points, isn't it? Guaranteed 3. You're just going to get it.
Not guaranteed, but
you got your annual draw against Chelsea loading tonight, bro. So don't do that. You got another draw against them. So I don't know why you're talking any sort of swag or confidence, bro. No swag. I don't want to hear no chest because Chelsea are dead, but somehow, some way.
Kunle, I can't win with you because when I don't have chest, you're like. Roms, no, I don't want to hear that. When I do have chest now and say we're going to beat them,
that's true, on Rivals. That is true.
Which one do you want, bro?
I
He
just
wants
want
you
war. That's
semi-inflated.
it. That's what, Roms. I just want war with you. How about that? That's it. That's it. I'm gonna be honest. Fuck it. I just want war. That's it.
Chelsea, Liverpool tonight. Like, it's one of them
Oh,
ones,
no.
right, where I feel
Oh,
like
no.
Chelsea can't really score goals. And with Broja, potentially Sterling, Palmer, whoever's going to start in the attack, Palmer's going to be the key for them. I think he'll get chances or moments in the transition where they overturn the ball from Liverpool and there'll be a little gap in behind McAllister. That's naturally going to happen, by the way. When you're a team like Liverpool, like City, whatever team you play against, they're always going to get them little moments. It's whether they can take them moments. For me, Chelsea have not shown consistently this season that they can take them moments. Look at the FA Cup game against Aston Villa the other day. They should be winning that 2-0. Comfortable, go through next round. Couldn't score.
First leg.
Middlesbrough,
first leg.
yeah, Middlesbrough. Do you know what I mean? His first leg, yeah. It's one of them ones where, for me, these Liverpool fans are going to be on it tonight. You obviously the Premier League first game back since Klopp's said that he's going to be gone. Salah's still not there, and I always said it when Salah's not there, a lot of these players have this thing that I think, a lot of people are going to doubt us because our big Mo's not there. Well, now it's time for us to step up. Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, Darwin Núñez, they're doing their thing. Gakpo's the only one that I think's falling short this year, but again, he can be an option off the bench. This is a night for me where it's under the lights. Liverpool need to get the job done. I know they normally do draw against teams like Chelsea. And in the first game at Stamford Bridge, I've got to give Chelsea their respects. I thought they were good after the first 20 minutes when Liverpool went 1-0 up.
Hi.
But I just don't like Chelsea's away form. And I feel like Liverpool should be getting the job done tonight.
Just on your point, out of everyone in the Prem, I hate playing Chelsea because as much as they could be mid-table, we could be challenging for titles. They always stifle us. But that ends tonight.
Boxing, bro. Styles make fights.
Literally, bro. It's been 7 or 8 draws in a row, and it has to end. I just feel tonight we're going to have too much for them. I think the possession stats are going to be like 60-40 or 70-30. They're going to get chances because the way we play, the way we press, our natural high line, they will.
Yeah.
Your Mudryk, I think Nkunku's back. But it's the same old story of Chelsea all season. They're going to get these chances and most likely don't take them. If they do, I'll be surprised. But I can't see them scoring more than 1 goal. And I just feel like we'll get a 2-0 cushion. They'll get a consolation. My score prediction is 2-1 for tonight, but we beat them tonight. It ends now.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. Do you know what? I'm going to see if anyone else wants to come in with a contest to that because I'm with Roms. I don't see Chelsea scoring more than 1, but I do see Liverpool scoring 2, which basically means Liverpool win the game. Will Robertson come in? Will Trent come back in? Both of them might start. One of them might start, but at least one of them is going to be back in.
I don't think Robert. I think Trent has to. Like Conor Bradley, big up your damn self. Like he's come in and he's literally played exceptional. But it's Trent. It's Chelsea. We got 2 big games. It's a title race. You come back in. Joe Gomez, he's been doing this for the past 2 months now. He keeps his place. Robbo can maybe come out and see out the game, but Gomez has to start for me. In my opinion.
There we go. Is it Cass? Do you contest it? Do you disagree with me and Rom saying that Chelsea only scored 1 or what?
No one on this panel, and if you're not a Chelsea fan, I'm sorry, but you cannot knock Liverpool at Anfield for 1. You can't knock Liverpool due to form. So it's easy it's the easy route.
And the Jurgen syndrome now.
Yeah, it's easy to point towards Liverpool getting the 3 points this game, even though I believe it's going to be a draw. I hope it's a draw. I hope they lose, but you can't because then it's just like you're making argument's sake for argument's sake, literally. Because Chelsea, we ain't really seen. Well, every time I've seen Chelsea go away, right, to any big team, who have they played against? Like, and who they?
Look what you lot did to them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I can keep going back towards. I'm trying to think of like how Chelsea get anything in this game, but
I'm not looking at that Spurs game. That Spurs game.
I think with. If Nkunku, I think it's just a lot of ifs, and it's not happening. If Nkunku was fit, but then again, like if Nkunku was actually fit, if they had actually a right back and not the Sassy starting, I would probably give them a chance. Like I'm not
back in any.
Yeah, that's a big hope for them, and obviously I wouldn't be surprised to see Levi
left
Cole
wing or where?
Is Cole fit or is he still in?
No, I think I'm pretty sure it was just a knock. I'm pretty sure.
I think Gusto and Nkunku are back, but I think Colwill misses this one out. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. Chelsea, I see them scoring a goal.
I'll be honest. I don't think it makes a difference. I'm not disrespecting.
I don't know.
One thing I will say,
it's a dodgy game, man.
One thing I will say, in the majority of the last draws, they have deserved to come out the better team. Like when we drew 1-1 early in the season, they should have won. Carabao Cup final, missed out, missing the sitter. Lukaku's offside goal, it should have been onside. I'll be honest, they've played better in the draws, but it still ended a draw. And I just feel like tonight we're gonna have. I'm not saying it's going to be a battering. Some Liverpool fans think it's going to be 3-4-0. That's obviously they're entitled to their opinion. But I just think we'll nick it a 2-1. And Don saying last they've won at Anfield more recently. With fans, it was Diego Costa days, bro, 2015. And you know how important fans are at Anfield. You've all experienced it. So that one in the lockdown season, Mason Mount, yeah, you won, but let's see if you can do it with a roaring Anfield. And I feel like off the back of the Klopp news, it will be raucous tonight. It will be the atmosphere.
Okay, great. I'm glad you talked about the Klopp news.
I was going to get into that
because in my experience in the Premier League, there's been 2 managers that have announced that they're leaving before the end of the season. One of them was Sir Alex Ferguson, and the other one was Pellegrini. In both those seasons where they announced it, they ended up not winning the league titles. So Fergie learnt from that and didn't announce the actual retirement until the last day when he'd won the title that time. So are you worried that this announcement could potentially
season?
Basically in the
announcement. Look at Kaz.
No. Wait, hold on. Let me explain. So when Wenger's second double season, he announced that he wanted to retire midway through the season.
2002 season.
2003.
Yeah,
2003. Yeah. Couldn't they right? 2002, 2003.
You said Fergie. Yeah. You said Fergie. You might have made a mistake. You said Fergie.
Yeah. Fergie wanted to dip then.
No, I said Fergie. Yeah, but he changed his mind after he lost that title that year, and he carried on. And when he next announced, and next time he finally decided to retire, he waited till the last game of the season to announce it because maybe he learned from that mistake. Do you think maybe that could be an issue here?
No, it won't be. And I know what you're trying to get out. Sometimes when you're too over emotional, because you know what? Funny enough, it was against Chelsea. Remember when we went for the title with Rodgers, right? And that game, and the infamous slip, Demba Ba and that. Do you not remember that 90 minutes? We were overdoing everything. We were rushing shots. We were shooting from long range by like the 20th minute. And sometimes when you're too emotional, you start to overthink things, overdo things. But Kunle, to answer your question, obviously I still have City as favourites, but who's to say we can't win the league? So you're saying, they've gone on not to win the league. We still can, bro. And I just feel like sometimes in football, things are written. Hopefully, I'm praying.
We're definitely winning a trophy this year. Like, I'm just going to hold my hands up.
We're winning two. Minimum two. Minimum 2 trophies.
Chelsea, do me something, please. I'm tired of making videos about glorifying Liverpool, man.
And Kaz, they're getting very good views. Big up everyone as well. Videos.
You know, I don't even do it for it. It's just that if you got to praise a team, and you got to praise the team, and it's as simple as that. It's like Tottenham. I'm full of praise for Tottenham, and I still think they're gonna finish above certain teams. But look, well, I was gonna. First and foremost, there's 500 people in this. Just make sure you smash the like button. Look, if it looks like this, you haven't lit the thumb yet. It can't look like this. This is too white.
It's got to look like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. If it makes sense.
I've got
Oh yes, Sean. Love that.
Aussie.
I like that.
Firework for Madison's return.
Off topic. Yeah, Aussie, you've not bigged up your country because Australia just won 4-0. South Korea's gone through. You need to add in a bit of Asian Cup. I know it's AFCON, but there's the Asian Cup as well.
I can't do Asian Cup, bro. Look, I know everyone's gonna hate me. I just can't do it. I can't stand it.
What about you, Sean? Sean, was you hoping that penalty shootout? Saudi Arabia won.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I was going to say
people are watching matches for all sorts of reasons now. Man.
You got to be careful. I would on my own channel. Like I've come back to kind of say like, it's bittersweet. Pap Sarr getting knocked out. You know, he slots his penalty. But you know, as a Tottenham fan, I'm delighted he's back a little bit earlier. But you know, as a human being, I'm devastated for Pap Sarr. And say the same thing about Sonny, but deep, I can say it on here because there's not many Tottenham fans. I'm hoping that they come home.
I was like, oh damn! I was like this. Oh, what? I can't lie. I was actually angry the fact that Cameroon got knocked out because I didn't want Nana coming back.
Yeah. Real talk. I know.
There was nearly a riot in Nigeria when he wasn't starting that game. There was nearly a riot.
was so funny, yeah, because by India just completed 90 minutes and straight away in the match conference after, Ten Hag was like, yeah, Nana's back Thursday. Didn't even let man have drive home in peace and just enjoy the win. He's like,
Another
yo,
reason
Nana's
why
back
that ball
Thursday.
forward needs to go as well, by the way.
Oh,
what
boy.
confidence that does to a guy, even though he knows he probably knew he was coming as a number 2, but don't even get a chance while this guy's meant to be away. That is the shit. Man United is so shit.
Do you know what? We'll save Man United for tomorrow because we've got Wolves tomorrow. We've got other businesses. Don't worry about that because we're going to lose to Cunha and them, man. But Sean, have you got anything?
Yo! All right, you know what? Go on, ask him. I'll give my 2 pence after. I'll talk a lot anyway.
Oh, we talking that? I think you're talking United. Now go on, you go.
I'll talk about Liverpool. If you're talking about United,
now go left to right. Go right to left. Actually, no, you're getting me confused. Go right to left.
Let's do Arsenal. Just keep going.
Let's go sideways. So it goes to Cass, and then the Cass passes the baton.
So we'll go left to right, and then finally someone's just going to penetrate. Anyway.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. But Cass, you go, then Sean go after.
I was going to say this. Yeah. This is where Poch has to earn his money. Yeah. And when I say earn your money, I mean the one that you spent money on, the club that spent the money on the most, which is the 2 midfielders. This is where Caicedo, who has been good, by the way, I don't believe what Mont Caicedo.
No, listen to Mont.
Yeah, I think Caicedo has been good, very good as you go. Well, I'll say 7 out of 8, 7, 8 out of 10s, yeah. And Enzo, like they're playing his actual position, Don. So this is where you need to step up in these pressured situations because you don't spend 100 million on both players plus, right? And
just
they get
your home games.
Just to win just to go and win your home games. This is where Chelsea fans need to start looking at your players that, you know, like the main players of your team and start actually being critical in the moments of these big games. Because last time I checked, Chelsea were quite decent in big games, you know, according to Chelsea fans. So the way I'm looking at it is you need to go to this midfield that don't even have Endo in it. I think Szoboszlai is just about come back as well. They got a bare midfield. They got Gravenberch and whatnot. And they've been critical of Gravenberch. I know Curtis Jones on absolute fire at this moment of time. You know, but you got Conor Gallagher. You know, the stats are all coming out. Oh, how many balls he's won basically in the final third? You know, how many times he's recovered possession? But
you think he starts tonight, Cass?
Of course he does. That's that guy.
Away from home, workhorse.
XL bully, innit?
Yeah, so Don's in the comments already. We bossed Liverpool's midfield first game without Caicedo, had Carragher making 3-minute monologues about Enzo's performance. It's our attack that's suspect. I'm not going to lie, I wish Don was here because he's talking like a confident man tonight.
Brother, it's not a show without Don when Chelsea are on the agenda.
He's talking confident.
Do you know what it is? This is all cute. I'm not saying Chelsea are going to be easy by any means, but when the fat lady sings, we take away 3 points. That is as simple as that tonight.
What did you just call it, Rose? This is all cute.
Whoa! I'm saying Don. I'm saying what Don's saying is all cute, but we're winning tonight. And if we don't, I'll come here and I'll take the con. But we're winning tonight.
What did you call Sean about? What did you call Sean?
You're cheeky. You're cheeky. I said when the fat lady sings.
Bro,
you're rude. Nice. You're rude.
That's not nice. Sean, I wouldn't have it if I was you, mate.
Okay, though. Good, Sean. Any hope for Chelsea tonight?
Chelsea are going down tonight. Yeah, I don't know where to start with you, Kaz, on that one, bro. Like unnecessary, like taking a stray for no reason.
Hey, Sean's looking like a slim thing. What are you talking about?
Like my Pudsey bear.
Looking like a slim thing right about now. What do you mean? 2024 2.0. That you, Sean?
I love you, Sean. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, Chelsea are. Yeah, I'm with Roms. I think the Liverpool will make easy work of it. If I'm honest.
Yeah,
I didn't say easy.
I did 3-0. I just don't. I'm not buying into the Chelsea thing. So.
Fair. Yeah, no, makes sense. Well, Sean, I'm going to start with you. Leave it like this, Cass. Bless, actually. Tottenham are back in action tonight. Maddison back in the frame. Got a nice little cameo against Man City. Obviously, I know you couldn't do much because the game was the game. It was one of them weird fixtures where you couldn't really beat the press. They tactically were very smart and Pep got it right and they got the win. But you move on now. It's back to the business. It's back to chasing top 4. It's back to Maddison being back in. Obviously, you've got the Solanke potential bid of 50 million you can touch on as well. But first of all, I wanted to get your thoughts on tonight because Brentford have got Ivan Toney and they're a physical team. They're going to make it difficult. I feel like they're going to do what Arsenal had to deal with last night. They're going to sit back, Brentford, try and hit you on a counter-attack, and you're going to have to find ways to break them down. And it's probably the perfect game for James Maddison to return. I know we won't get 90 minutes, but even if you have the quality of Maddison for 60 minutes, that's still something. What are your thoughts going into tonight? Is there any part of you that has reservations, or are you confident in the football you've played this season that you're like, this will be another tick on the list?
Look, Brentford traditionally give us a hard time in games. It's never an easy.
Wait, can I just confirm? They beat you last season at the Lane, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Well, we drew with them at their place first game of the season, 2-2. I think Tottenham probably had the edge. But like, I think that for me, that having Tony back for them is obviously a huge lift for them. But without Rico Henry, Wissa, and Mbeumo, I think that their major strength, the way that they usually exploit Tottenham is down the width. They usually dominate us down the width. And with Tottenham now playing this inverted fullback system, it's going to make a really. You're talking about styles make fights and things, right? Tonight is going to be a really interesting game because they usually go down our width, and Tottenham, obviously, with the inverted fullbacks, like to bring Pedro Porro and Udogie narrow. So when we lose the ball in transition, it's going to be fascinating to see how quickly we get back and if they really do attack us down the channels. In the last couple of games, Tottenham haven't inverted our fullbacks. Against Manchester City in the Cup, Pedro Porro and Udogie were forced to stay out wide. And I think that it disrupted our flow massively. It disrupted our ability to hold on to the ball in the midfield of the park. So whether or not we go back to type and do the inversion against a team who, when they have the ball, is going to try and hurt us down the width, it's going to be a fascinating encounter. But like I say, for me, without Rico Henry, without Mbeumo, and without Wissa, I think that
can Reguilon play, or is that part of the contract he can't?
He can't.
I don't know, but I don't think can loan players generally play.
I don't normally think they can. Okay, Rob said they can't. Yeah, they can't.
Yeah, I don't think they can. Yeah.
So really, if I'm being honest with you, everything that Brentford normally possess in terms of the Mbeuemos and the counter-attacking speed, Wissa and then Tony obviously up top. They've got Tony, of course, with Neil Maupay, but they're going to be coming more centrally, and that probably suits you with your inverted. So tactically, right, I think it's set up for you to try and get the early goal and then break them down. Obviously, you've got Timo Werner, you've got Richarlison, you've got Brennan Johnson, you've got Maddison. The only problem for me, and obviously I'll bring in others as well, is just that the final third quality, I do believe that obviously you guys can score goals when you've got Huminson and Maddison there. I feel like they're clinical enough. But Werner's got speed to burn, but final third, I actually think he's been unlucky because he's not been found enough. He's made some great runs and they're not actually slipping him in. Brennan Johnson,
What would happen if he gets found, Ty? What would happen? Even if he gets found, what would happen, Ty?
He'll be offside, probably.
Top
be offside.
Yeah. Find him for days.
It'll be over here,
He lives offside,
bro.
But this is why
him and Jackson are cousins.
This is why I said
sealed and delivered to Aussie. He'll even sign it for me, bro. Here you go, cuz. Send it right over to Aussie for me, bro. That's what he did for me, bro.
This is the thing. This is why I'm not disrespecting Spurs, but I said in the group chat last week, like I'm slightly worried about them because they need quality. Son and Maddison have got the quality. Richarlison can work hard and get you the odd 10 to 12 goals in the league. But Brennan Johnson's final ball, he comes from a counter-attacking Nottingham Forest. I'm sorry, but his decision-making is shocking. And Werner, even if he gets through, we don't know if he's going to finish. And also, he's not getting played through enough. So I feel like Spurs going into next season are already going to need to add quality. And tonight, this might be one of them games where you have the ball, but Tottenham don't break them down and don't get that first goal. And if they get a set piece and they knock it in, game on. Yeah. That's all it happens. That's all that can happen.
Yeah, look, I 100% agree. I think we've gone out and bought players for counter-attacking football, and Tottenham are trying not to become a counter-attacking team anymore. Some of the talent, some of the acquisitions of our forward line, even the loans, with Timo Werner, like, it doesn't really make sense. Myself and most of the people that I talk to are desperate for us to sort things out at the top end of the pitch.
But Sean, a lot of your fans have been talking about Ange's talent ID and how great it is. When he gets a little bit more money, he'll be able to do more. Isn't that the consensus?
What about Solanke? They just
that's what I was going to link it to. What about Solanke?
The Solanke thing for me, it came out late last night. I was saying to you guys backstage, like it came out at 11:30 at night. I jump out of bed to put a video out about it. Like I asked everyone in the video to let me know their comments. There was probably 400 or 500 comments on the video. Not one of them, actually that's a massive exaggeration, probably 100 comments. Not one of them was in favor of Dominic Solanke to Tottenham. Not one.
Not one of them.
Not in favor or not believing it.
There's not a single comment from any Tottenham fan in that video that is in favor of the deal.
You know, this is great. Before I bring in everyone else, I'm going to let everyone else go around the house and have their say. Sean, just before we do, are you a fan of this?
Yeah.
I genuinely am a fan of Dominic Solanke. I think he's a really good player. But again, he's playing in a team at the moment that is improving their football. But I don't think he has proven himself yet in a team that has a lot of possession. Like everywhere, everything he's done right now, he's a counter-attacking player. And I don't want Tottenham to go and add more players. I'm okay with it, but 50 million quid is another. It's a lot of money to spend on a player that it isn't necessarily that what I would consider to be someone who ticks all the boxes that Tottenham are looking for. I know that the market is short supply and high demand, so it's going to be expensive. But I think Tottenham fans generally have got this kind of idea in their head where if Brennan Johnson wasn't Brennan Johnson, if Brennan Johnson happened to be someone who was a bigger name, right, and was a £60 million player, but that had been around the block for a few years and done it at one of a bigger club and was putting in the same performances, there'd be a lot more patience with him. It's because he doesn't come with a big stock, with a high stock. And Dominic Solanke, the same thing. I think Tottenham fans want and would offer more patience to a bigger name that's come, like a Vlahovic. Right? If a Vlahovic came in, Tottenham fans would all be on board it, even though that guy hasn't proven himself at Juve like he did at Fiorentina. So why people are so confident he's going to absolutely smash it in the Premier League, I'm not sure. But Tottenham fans generally seem to have this need right now for a massive name rather than a player that, and trust the club in Ange in picking a player that he believes is going to fit the system. Solanke, for me, there's too many question marks. So
interesting. I'll open it up to the panel then. What were you guys saying on this? Anyone can jump.
I don't mind jumping on this one.
Yeah, go on.
I think Dominic Solanke's hit a bit of a purple patch, don't get me wrong, and we yet to see if he can do it for the rest of the season. But if we're talking about world football, I've seen Tottenham fans on Twitter. Remember this. I said Twitter, right? They're saying it's not moving the needle unless it's someone like Osman or Isaac. You're not getting none of them. You're not going to even afford them. So let's just stop that right now, yeah? Second of all, you got to think about what strikers are kind of available. Unless you can do your good scouting again, and go grab someone that really moves the needle potentially. I think that's a limited name. Solanke's perfect. The way I look at the way Son plays and what he can offer as well on top more than what Son can do, like linking up the plays, especially, which is something that I believe Ange does like. Right? I think Solanke's a great move. I think it's a step. I'm not being funny, yeah. You're Spurs. You're not Arsenal. Yeah. I know you want to be like Chelsea's of the past and you want to be the Man Cities of the world, but don't get above yourself. The stepping stone is Spurs. Spurs stepping up above from stepping stone is a Man United and that, even though Man United are not showing on the pitch. The thing is, whether it's Jimenez from the Dutch league or from Feyenoord or it's Solanke, they're going to cost you around the same amount of money. So what's the difference? I just think Solanke's a bit more proven already, which is a bit. I think if you're Tottenham, I think you want to go from level B to A, and improve.
Would you swap Solanke for Marcus Rashford? Sorry, just
before. Yes. 1 million.
Trillion. You know what?
You've got him going.
The amount of people in my chat, in my comment section that say they would rather have Rashford than a Solanke all day long is typical of the point I'm trying to make. That Tottenham fans right now are desperate for a name, even if it comes with the same problems.
Can I add my two cents to this, right? You see the Solanke, the only thing with the Solanke thing, it will be short term. When I say short term, I mean literally 2 weeks. Because when Son comes back, Son's days on the left wing are done. I think most Spurs fans will agree. He is your number 9, in my opinion. Where does Solanke then play? So for me, it only works for 2 weeks until Son comes back. And then, unless there's a formation change,
I don't think Son's the number 9. I'll disagree. I don't think Son's the number 9.
Not really. No. On the left.
So where do you think he plays?
He doesn't play as the number 9. The only reason he's playing as the number 9 is he's lost his legs.
Richarlison came in. Richarlison was playing 9. Son went back on the left, bro.
And Son still scored.
No, but he naturally.
I don't have a problem. We're not talking about him scoring. Rom thinks he's the number 9. I don't think Son will be the number 9.
No, he scored way less goals on the left.
Exactly. Right. He's less effective.
No, but if you saw
guys, Son off. Hold on, even with. You know when Son was scoring his most, Tottenham's best run in the Premier League, 8 wins, 2 draws in the opening 10 games, was Richarlison on the left and Son up front.
Yeah, but he seems to have reverted back.
No, yeah, but what's that doing for them?
Unless they just interchange, unless they just keep interchanging.
It's not working at the same rate that it was. Before Richarlison got injured, he was killing it on the left. No one just wanted to talk about it because of Richarlison.
He wasn't killing it, mate. He wasn't killing it.
Calm down. I said killing it, you know.
Yeah, killing it.
Why do you always go so far?
killing
Hey,
it.
I think Mon's got mixed up with Bill in it.
You're not.
Yeah. Real talk.
Feeling it, bro. Salah settings, mate. On the same.
Tottenham needs support in all three positions. Tottenham need a better right winger, a better left winger, and another number 9 to come in as the eventual replacement of Sonny. We need help.
Quality now, Sean.
Okay, guys. Let's be honest. Yeah, it just all depends on what Solanke is coming to do at Spurs. Because for me, if he goes to Spurs, he's just going to be like what's his name, Marcus Bent. He's as good as Marcus Bent was. That's what Solanke is. He's not going to do anything. No, this is real talk. He'll score 8 goals for Spurs in the season.
Yeah,
this is the facts. Yeah, he's having a great little purple patch right now, but Solanke is not a good striker.
Okay.
Trust me. He's not doing the same thing next season or anywhere he goes.
Okay, so
bruv, he's not underrated. He's not. He's average,
right.
bro.
For me, Solanke, yeah.
No.
You know what? I
Yeah,
feel like
Marcus
Solanke,
Bent, bro. 9 goals a season at Spurs. That's what
he can hold up the ball. He can head. He can finish. He can run the channels. He's got something like an all-round game. I said, okay, maybe not Spurs. I said, yeah, Antonio's done at West Ham.
I love you, Ken Leia.
You look at Paqueta, you look at Bowen. I've always said Solanke for me would suit West Ham. I think he'd be the perfect striker for like a West Ham with a Bowen.
I disagree. Yeah, let me get my.
If he goes to Spurs,
I think you lot are disrespecting Marcus Bent.
He will actually be good at Spurs. No, I'm going to be real. I think if he goes to Spurs, I think he's a good signing. I'm with Cass. If he goes to Spurs,
the thing is,
I actually think he'll be a good signing. I think he's got an all-round game.
Can I just say one thing? Let's say Spurs don't go for Solanke. So who will Spurs realistically go for? Not in this window, but the next window. Realistically,
no.
How much are they going to spend?
The question is, how much can they spend? And then we can relate.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, what I'm
no,
trying
but
to say
what are
here
they bringing him in for? To be who? To be who? Who are they bringing him to be? That's what
This is it. Right, you got 50 millions. Yeah, you got 50 millions in either.
So who are you going to get for 50 million?
You got
Solanke, as a number 9.
Like Santiago Jimenez, you got Solanke's the 50 millions. If you're talking 70 to 75s or 80s, yeah, you've got the Ivan Toney bracket, yeah? That's what I'll say. If you're looking at the 90 to 100 millions, then you're looking at the Osmans, which you're not going to get, but I'll throw in a name. The Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon, that type of striker they could get in. Vlahovic, he might be the sort of 75 mark, like Ivan Toney. So either they're going to go for the 50 million mark, are they going to go for the 75 million mark with Ivan Toney, Vlahovic, or they're going to say, right, Gyökeres, blah, the 90 million plus.
Dude, we're talking Levy here. Levy is not renowned for this.
He's a £90 million player now.
Right,
Levy is not renowned for spending that kind of money. So we're sitting here talking about 70 million, 80 million, 90 million. This is a Levy. Levy's not going to spend that kind of cash. Let's be realistic.
So that's why we say we got to take out the 90s then.
That's what I'm saying. Realistically, who as a Tottenham fan, realistically,
Aston Villa are in trouble financially, right? So could you go and get Ollie Watkins with the right bid?
Would you want Ollie Watkins? That guy, he needs 7 chances to score.
I'd rather Ollie Watkins than Dominic Solanke.
No. Ollie Watkins. All right, let me. Can I get
so many chances.
I'm a fan. Look, I like Ollie Watkins, yeah, but the guy is not moving. No need. He's not clinical. He needs about 6 chances to bury one. Like, look, the way I look at this, yeah, with Solanke, if I'm gonna get my tactical head on this right now, yeah, and I hate having to bring it out.
We love that word, tactical.
Yeah, because that's what it is.
Cas Tactica.
The way Solanke plays, yeah, he drifts off to the left and he plays through the middle, right? That's the natural way he plays. Go look at how many times he links up down the left-hand side compared to the right-hand side. That's why it could work with someone like Son. You say, why would Solanke come to Tottenham? Where would he kind of play that small club mentality? Go work for your position. Do you want to be a big club or do you just want to be a club? So that's what. And you say, what about the money can they afford? They just let go Harry Kane for 100 million, right?
How much have they spent so far?
That's the thing.
I think Tottenham's finances,
and they've probably pretty much spent a lot of that coin, haven't they?
Yeah, but they spent a lot of that cash. Now, what about all the other cash? You know, they only have 3 players. What do you mean? Tottenham generate a lot of money.
So Tottenham generate a lot of money. Like Kaz, 1 sec. Tottenham generate a lot of money. Tottenham are not renowned for spending a lot of money. So regardless of what they generate, wait a sec. Their owner doesn't like to spend a lot of money. So what I'm trying to say is, why the hell are we going to sit here and chat as Tottenham are going to go and spend 150, 200 million, which they should spend, which they deserve to spend, when they don't do that kind of thing?
So in the since Ange has been appointed, you could say roughly since the January, by the way, they spent over 200 million, by the way. So the narrative that they don't spend money is a lie.
How much money was from Kane?
105 million, I believe.
80.
Okay, so they spent 95 million of their own money. So next season they're going to spend 95 million.
So the thing is, they spent that money.
The next season they spend 95 million, and they're going to buy one striker.
Let me land, because you sound like you're a bit insecure right now because you support Arsenal.
No, I'm not insecure. I'm trying to say, let's be realistic.
I am being realistic. I'm just saying the way they have moved, they've gone and got good targets that suit the team, like cheap targets as well. What is 50 million? They just spent 50 million on a Brennan Johnson. Like, why would they not go spend a 50 million on a Solanke? Solanke moves the knee.
Every time
I'm with you on
spend
that.
big money,
I'm with
That's what
Solanke.
Ozzy's agreeing with you, Cass. He said that they want.
I'm saying
They don't
Solanke's
spend 90
good
million.
for
That's what
50,
Ozzy's
so then
saying.
they can spend
I'm saying
50
it was
more
50.
elsewhere.
Hear
I
me
just
out,
don't see them spending 95 else like for one striker. I don't see them doing that because that'll be their
I
total.
Cass, he's agreeing with you. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's
I
saying
was
that.
thinking, like, wait, obviously not going to spend 95 million on a striker. That's
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we're saying. So that's why he's
70
saying.
million tops, right? But every single time Tottenham have spent big money, every single time.
Yeah, but it's
we have
not big.
messed up.
50 mil.
work.
It's not big, but
Ndombele, Brennan
Yeah,
Johnson.
it doesn't
Yeah,
work,
but-
Sean. I agree with you.
Ange is not. Look, Ange is not an
Sanchez.
idiot.
Every time we do it,
Yeah,
we
you're
mess
right.
up.
You're right. Then, I apologize for that one. But
Ange, no, Ange is not an idiot. This is one thing. Look, he's good. He's not too bad. He's good. If he's saying Solanke is his guy, go with it. Just go with it. He's not a fool. Like, I know you guys are seeing him now. I've seen him before. He's a hard-headed prick, right? Oh, we're just going to give it a go kind of guy. But when he's found a guy that he likes, there's a reason. It's not because it's hype fee. It's because he can see that he can use him. So that's why if I'm saying if it's Solanke, I know all the Tottenham fans are like, oh, he's not good enough, it's not good enough. Are you happy with what Ange is doing now? Yes. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'll try. Listen, I will. If it's important to know though, because Ange said a while back in a fan forum thing, he's like, the question was asked in front of Daniel Levy by someone in the thing, like, is every single player that we sign, are you going to okay? He said 100%. Yesterday in the pre-match press conference in the embargoed section, he was asked a similar sort of question, and his answer was a little bit more diluted. It was, look, sometimes there's players that the club want, and like if I can find a reason and a fit, I'll be okay with it. But ultimately I have to be okay with it because I've got to be accountable. And if I don't want, if I definitely don't want the player, then I'll draw a line because I don't want the club wasting the resources on a player that I'm not going to use. But he dialed down that rhetoric that it's his choice 100%. So
I agree. The thing is, I think he should move for Solanke if it is the case. If 50 million is there, somebody else will come in and more competition will come in the summer, right? I think it's a perfect fit for me, in my opinion. The way you play, the way you can play,
good age as well.
Good age, and I just think he's an Ange type player. The way I've seen you bounce with the technical players. The thing is, you was ready to spend 40 million on a Conor Gallagher. That's why I kind of believe these rumors that you will go and maybe go and get a Solanke because they don't want to get rid of Gallagher in January at this moment of time. So I think there is some cash there. You're known to actually go in January and actually go get a player, but you haven't actually grabbed no one but Grushin, which was an easy, cheap deal for you boys. And if you want to get to top 4, I think Solanke might be that missing piece to the end of the season, in my opinion. And that's why I think Levy might approve of something like that. As much as Ange approve of something like that.
50 million quid in prize money. If you do finish, if he's the difference, it pays for itself, sort of thing, right?
Exactly. More than that. So that's just my opinion. I think Spurs would be. I think there would be a whole different outlook.
It would be a good move.
I think
what do you think Credit wants as well? Would you say as a Spurs fan, if you're not a Spurs fan, if you was a Spurs fan, you're like, do you know what? I can deal with the Solanke thing. I see the long-term proposition in it.
He's 26. He's not 19. I think we're speaking about Solanke like he's 19.
No, but I think you want to strike on his prime, right? 26 to 30, perfect.
Yeah, of course. But of course, my only problem, I don't think it's a bad signing. I don't think it's a great signing. I think it's more on what Ozzy's saying. Most things that Ange has done has worked. You guys don't see a lot of success. You now have a manager for me who can take your team to the promised land. In my opinion, I think he's done to special things at Spurs. I've said this many, many times. Just go with it. Well, I think if we're talking about the player in isolation, I don't think he's that much better than Richarlison.
Wow.
I don't. That he's better than Richarlison, but not by that much. For the season,
I kind of hear it.
Look at the season, and I'm talking about today's Richarlison. I'm not talking about Richarlison and the package.
Yeah.
Look at the season that Richarlison is having, and look at the season Solanke's having. Solanke's a bit better than him, but it's not like a 50 million's worth of my money better than Richarlison. It's not.
It is.
No, of course it is.
Oh, it is. Of course it is.
No, because we've seen Richarlison under other managers, and now we've seen Richarlison under Ange. He's played only 1,000 minutes in the Premier League, and he's doing better than most strikers in the league. He's doing it.
It needs to be put on a plate for Richarlison to finish, though. He's good in the air, but he's got no build-up play, no connection. He's got the first touch.
Let me land. You lot can talk about the chance creation and this and that. I understand Bournemouth aren't going to create a lot of chances. So listen, Solanke he has to step up. You already have evidence that Richarlison is able to step up. He's able to make a step up from what he was to what he is. Solanke's still unknown, and it can happen. But if you're looking at their seasons together right now, Solanke's going to get more of the credit, but Richarlison's the one going under the radar. The goal difference, the GA isn't that different, and Solanke's playing eight ton. No, what? Solanke's got 13 GA, Richarlison's got 10, and Richarlison's playing. Hold on. Don't do the smart.
Wait. You got stats wrong. He's got 14 GA.
I put them in front of them.
He's got 14 goals and 2 assists, so 16 GA. So you're wrong again.
In the league, Solanke has 12 goals and 1 assist.
I thought he was counting the other one. My bad.
In the league, Richarlison has 10 goals and 3 assists, yeah? And that is with surgery and 800 minutes less. 800. So there isn't a massive gulf between them. Does he improve the team? Not really. It's just more competition for places. But it's better overall quality than the Werners, the Brennan Johnsons, and the who's the other guy? Who's the Israeli they got?
Solomon, who's always injured.
Yeah, so that's it. I'm just saying, this guy, it's more of a trust the manager. If he can improve Richarlison the way he's improved Richarlison, then maybe there's more potential for Solanke.
Can I say one thing? If Solanke comes to Tottenham and he's the difference of them getting into Champions League, is everyone going to be okay with that?
Yeah.
Would you be okay with that? Now, that
think
brings you a bit more money, right?
I would
gives Ange more coin. And now, you remember you were talking wingers? Maybe now we start looking at better quality wingers, and now you've got a bit of depth for the number 9 with Richarlison there, Son there, and Solanke.
Anyway, so
Tottenham fans, some element of the Tottenham fans will say our aspirations of Champions League is either good enough to take us to the title, and my answer would be stepping stones, right? One step at a time, one thing at a time. But a lot of Tottenham fans will be like, we're signing a player that's going to get us top 4, and that's it. Typical Levy.
But that's one step, and then you get your money, you get your coin, you got a manager who knows how to spend it, and then it's stepping stones. You can't. The thing is with Tottenham fans, and I'm not. Look, don't take it like I'm bashing. You can't go from nothing to winning everything. It doesn't work that way.
I hear you.
You know, but this is a move. Champions League, we're back, and we've got a manager who knows what he's doing. Now we've got a bit of coin, and we can back a guy who knows how to buy.
Can I tune in after? No, you want to reply to Sean? I'll give my opinion after. Go on, man.
Sean, after seeing the 50 million spent on Brennan Johnson from a similar team with a similar style of play, I know one's more out wide and one's a striker. Does that not give you a little bit of a that's the only thing with that signing? Like, it's 50 million on a player who's making a step up. Like Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, to a system that he hasn't played before. Into a system that he hasn't played before, right?
Yeah. Does that Yeah,
that's the first thing I said on the topic. Like, I think that Tottenham are we've got a very unique system. It's a very nuanced style of football. And I think that the available talent that are clear, ticking every box to fit into that model and are of a high enough quality, I think it's very, very, very rare, few and far between. And I don't know who it is that fits that model necessarily, especially in this high demand, short supply market. But Ange does, right? Ange knows his system better than anybody else. So, back to the whole 360 conversation here. If Ange, I hate generally regressing the argument of an opinion to if Ange wants him, then I want him, because I feel like it's lazy kind of opinions. But generally speaking, on this particular one, buying players that have proven themselves in different systems, coming in and then not necessarily hitting the ground running, I think it does expose a little bit of
It's my turn. Is it my turn?
No, it's not your turn, because these Tottenham players hadn't played Ange's system before, and they picked it up that quick, and they started performing straight off the bat. Yeah. So your players, all these guys that you're sitting there in the squad right now, that starting 11 hadn't seen Ange's system before. He comes in, he shows them a few things, and what happened at the start of the season? You started playing some decent football. So the way I see it is, if Solanke comes in, it ain't going to take that long for him to fucking hit the ground running, especially now when it's not a whole squad going, I don't know what I'm doing. It's one player saying, okay, guys, help me out.
Yeah,
and he's very intelligent.
Yeah, he's very intelligent. Yeah, he's been around some elite
this,
clubs.
this is why this is
Telling
flawed.
you, bro.
This is why this both all of you. You know what? Actually, you're all frauds. How about that?
All frauds. Here we go.
Right,
All frauds.
first and foremost, Monts, Forest and Bournemouth do not play the same football. It's night and day. It's night and day. The football is so far away. Why, if you want to say there's any similarities, Bournemouth actually play more towards Tottenham in their front three with their interchange with Clivert and whatnot. And Solanke, look at the way Son plays, the way he interchanges sometimes with Brennan Johnson. The only difference is that they got wing backs and they play with, sometimes they have their wide men literally staying wide. That's the difference on that part. But Solanke, you want to move it to Brennan Johnson. We all knew, every single one of us knew Brennan Johnson was worth 50 million, and we was all shocked because no one actually rated him too tough. That's one thing, right? Solanke's been getting screams from last season anyways. So it's not like it's only this season. It's just he's getting obviously heightened way more. 50 million, you can't say, oh, but Brennan Johnson, does it make Spurs fans a little bit more worried? Why I say that's flawed is because, okay, what about Maddison? He played in a different way to Leicester City. But when it comes to Maddison, why don't you use Maddison as the one that moves a little bit of the needle? Because
I have eyes.
I
have eyes.
But exactly. So if you have eyes, then how can you compare Brennan Johnson to a Solanke when they play completely different in whether it's a winger or not? I trust Solanke more on the wing than Brennan Johnson personally, by the way.
I'm gonna just say one thing in rebuttal to that. You talk about night and day, but Nottingham Forest have created more big chances than Bournemouth.
Yeah, but when you play transition football, of course you are. That's the way they've been playing because they've got nothing going on for them.
That doesn't make sense. If you're free flowing football, and a team that's transcended and doing what they need to do, shouldn't they be creating more big chances?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, don't get me wrong. With Bournemouth, they got less quality players, and that's easy to say, right? With Nottingham Forest, when you talk about creating bigger chances, what about Ten Hag last year when we were playing transition ball? Look how many big chances we created.
Transition football will obviously be clear because it'll be a natural overload. Normally, when you're on the count, it'll be like 4v2, so the chance will be bigger anyway. So I kind of hear it. I don't agree that they play similar.
Big chances in stats are also flawed because apparently Bruno Fernandes is the best thing since sliced bread. What is actually counted as a big chance? That's what doesn't filter down.
A big chance. When we want to use it, then
anyways, why I say
we wanted to bash Arsenal with the big chance. We wanted to bash Arsenal with it, but now that it's a team we don't care about, it's flawed. No. You bash Arsenal for that because you do it. I don't remember bashing Arsenal about big chances. I don't remember that. I just remember you getting onto Erdegaard, innit? That's all I remember. I say it the loudest.
And
of course, you say loud and proud. You can be the villain. It's okay. But I think anyway, Solanke would fit into your system about like how a better team means you should get more goals. Bournemouth is lacking quality. Tottenham need the quality. Whether he starts or whether he's on the bench, it won't matter. So he can play with Son or he can play without Son. The thing is, you don't get many players like Solanke at this moment of time, right? I'd actually, to be fair, let's be real. There's not actually much difference between Solanke and Isaac. Yeah, there's not actually that much difference in the way they play. So if you want an Isaac, you want a Solanke. If you can't get Isaac for 75 million, go get the better a version that's near enough just as good and way more available as well.
Solanke's at your B-Tech version, isn't it?
I think they play exactly the same in my opinion. But I think maybe Isaac might be a little bit better when it comes to being a bit more direct because he can actually beat a man. He's a bit techie, so he's a bit better.
Injuries, it's scary.
You were screaming it on you last week. Anyways, look, just to wrap up my point. Anyways, it's not the point. I think Solanke, when you talk about moving the needle, which is the new phrase these days, I think he does move the needle for Tottenham. Champions League football wise and squad wise, and I think it's everything you need because other than that, you're getting someone from either a Dutch league or you're risking someone like a Valise, which I don't know why you got anyways. Maybe it's good scout when he's a youngster anyways. Let's see how he performs. But I just feel like Solanke is that guy, and I would want him at Man United personally as well.
Sean, did you end up selling Vinicius? Did you end up selling Vinicius, or is that a loan to Fulham? Yeah, but is it loan or permanent?
Who?
Vinicius. That used to play for you. Is it loan or is it perm?
Wasn't he a loan to Spurs?
He was only a loan from us. He was never a permanent player for us.
Oh, damn.
I'll see what you went back to Benfica, must have done. Guys, we're going to wrap it up here, but smash the like before you head out the stream. Make sure you do subscribe to all the Mandem's channels down below as well. Likes are important. There's been a lot of energy in the chat. There is over 500 of you, so I want to be on 300 likes by the time the stream wraps up, so please make sure you support. Quickly going around the houses, Liverpool and Chelsea, Spurs, Brentford. Score predictions tonight, Sean.
City Burnley.
I'm joking. 3-1.
I need KDB to flop though. What do you say, Sean?
3-1 Tottenham.
Okay, goals. Okay. Well, we spoke about breaking them down, and then Liverpool Chelsea. Sorry.
3-0 Liverpool.
Wow. Okay. Montevideo.
Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. Yeah, 2-1.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah. And then what about Spurs Brentford?
Oh, Spurs 3, Brentford no.
Okay. Cool. Cass, what about you?
I don't care how it is. It's just going to be a draw at the Chelsea game. I'm just going to go off what the pass says. And that's not a fault. That's I'm allowed
He's
to use
been
that.
consistent with that, to be fair, for time.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, as long as I don't care what the Spurs score is, I don't know what it's going to be because Bournemouth are just a weird team, anyways. But as long as James Maddison gets me and Pedro Porro gets me some GA, I'm good with anything. Go and win, mate. Go do your business.
Okay.
I said mate.
Yeah. And then Romsey, obviously, you said 2-1 Liverpool already, and you said that on the other
Yeah.
stream the other day. So Spurs, Brentford.
4-2. I think there's going to be goals galore, but I think
Goals as well.
Tony. I'm going to go for Tony and Norgard. Norgard loves that late run in the box. So yeah, 4-2 Spurs.
Okay. And what about you, Ozzy Guna?
Look, if it's a Liverpool game, I think they're going to go 3-0 up and they're going to win that game easy peasy. I just got a bad feeling Spurs are going to draw here, and I just feel as if it's going to be 2-2.
Why is that a bad feeling? That's a good feeling.
I just got to know. I just because in my everyone's sitting there going to me, they're going to win, and I'm just thinking, nah, dude, it just looks like they're going to draw. The bad feeling is it's Ange, and I got it. You know, he's Australian.
Oh yeah.
He's going to win 5-0, and De Bruyne's going to get 3 assists. How about that?
Yeah, if that does, my FPL's in the mud.
I need that.
But yeah, on that note, we are going to wrap it up here. Guys, make sure you check out all the guys' content channels down below in the description. Go and show love. Go and subscribe. Make sure you like this video on the way out. And we'll be back tonight with a reaction of the Premier League. Big up.
With rivals.